I don't know what love is, whatever I am with him.
This is the first day of my life. I swear I was born right in the doorway.
So Tiffany and I first met on Tinder.
I was Tindery, pretty hardcore.
Which is probably no secret.
And I swiped right, and we matched. I was in Logan at an Aggies game.
Probably left around halftime or something, in her usual fashion.
And he Tindered me.
We were texting back and forth on Tinder, eventually got each other's numbers, texted back and forth.
So then he came home and I was like, let's FaceTime, because I was trying to make sure he wasn't a catfish. And then we FaceTimed, and it was love at first FaceTime.
And then just kind of set up a date from there.
He was like, we should hang out one time when I'm by the lake, blah, blah, blah.
So that's how we first met. So the first date we went on.
He was such a gentleman. He came and picked me up at my door, and I remember being like, oh gosh, he's tall. And he had a really good beard.
I like to keep the first date simple.
So then we went to Red Mango.
A good girl place to go, right? Girls like Red Mango.
We had ice cream, we ate our ice cream. Then we went and walked around my lake for a minute. And I was like wondering the whole time if he was gonna kiss me because it was so magical, and then he didn't.
And while we were walking around the lake, I told her she was asking who my football team was.
He told me he was a 49ers fan, and there was a 49ers game on.
And she's like, oh, what are we doing? Why don't we go watch them? So she was kind enough to let me watch the second half at her house.
So he watched the 49ers game.
And she fixed her roommate's hair, and that was the end of the date.
So he was like, okay, bye, I'll talk to you later. And then he side hugged me. And I was like, oh, okay. High five for the side hug. So I left to Las Vegas and was like waiting the whole time for him to text me. I was with my mom and my sister.
So I don't want to be like ruining the Vegas trip with the girls.
Finally, like day 3 of my trip, he finally texted me.
I think I texted her once, like the day before she came back.
And I was like so stoked up because he finally texted me back. My mom's like, who are you texting? And I was like, oh, just the boy I'm gonna marry. And my mom's like, well, I've heard that before. But I knew it then, that far back.
So our first kiss, I want to say it was probably like on the 4th or 5th date, something like that.
So he came to my house, we watched my favorite movie. We were trying to watch all the Ocean's movies.
A super romantic movie, I think it was The Zodiac Killer.
I was waiting the whole film for him to kiss me, just waiting so patient.
We were laying on the couch, it was at the end of the movie, and I was trying to muster up the courage to do it.
So then he puts his face right here by mine and does nothing. So I'm just sitting here awkwardly where our faces are like almost touching.
I did kind of like the 90%, and then I was waiting for the 10%, and she's like, what are you doing?
He went 90, and I wouldn't go the 10.
So eventually I think I just did the all 100%, did all the effort, you know, and kissed her. She tried to make it awkward, but I pulled it off.
It was magical.
Pulled it off well.
We woke up in the morning, butt crack of dawn, flew to San Francisco. We got a car, we drove to Coit Tower.
Initially I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do it at the top of the tower. But when we were up at the top, there's like 30 people out there, and there's like, this isn't working.
So finally we like come down and we're just like walking around.
We were looking at the Bay Bridge, not the Golden Gate Bridge, and there was nobody there. It was just the perfect opportunity.
He's like, hey, can I ask you a question? And I turn around to look at him, and he's just being right there with this guy.
Got down on one knee and asked her the question.
And then he said, will you marry me? Then I started crying like a baby, and I couldn't get it together. I'm the happiest clam in the sea.
My house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest. golden grand piano, my beauty focused EOU.
So the favorite thing that we do together,
We love to watch shows, watch movies.
we watch Game of Thrones a lot, we watch House of Cards,
We just like to hang out.
just kind of, you know, hang out, watch movies sometimes. My most favorite physical attribute, I was going to say her eyes, but I'd probably get the follow-up question and I'd butcher what color eyes are because I'm colorblind. I think they're blue. I'll go ahead and say I like her lips a lot. Kind of weird, but that's what I'll go with.
I'd have to say my favorite thing about him is either his height or his beard. They're tied because he's so tall and handsome, and that beard is so lumberjackish.
My favorite non-physical attribute about her is her ability to give to others, to give of her time. She's always baking something for somebody.
My favorite non-physical thing would be his humor. There't nothing funnier.
Oh, the you, ooh, I divido. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change.
Oh, this is a great story. My Tinder says LDS Mothers approved on it. So when we were Tindering, the first thing he said to me is, I'm with my mom right now and she's not sold or something. And then finally I told him all about me. He's like, okay, when are we getting married? He asked me that on Tinder. When he came over to my house, he sent me something on my phone and I opened it and I had his name in my phone as Mike 6'5" husband. Yeah, it was embarrassing because he saw it. So then he changed his name in my phone to Mike 6'5" waiting for better. But I never found anyone better.
Baby, now